god, already a comment. Hello, Jasmine. Oh, let me read this. Hello, happy Friday, everybody. I don't know about y'all, but I've been waiting on this day all week. It's Saturday night. It's September. Oh my god, please. I've been waiting on this day all week. It's been a long week. It's been a long 2 weeks. I'm happy to be here. It's Friday, September 19th, 7:34 p.m. I am 30 years old. I've been 30 years old for 14 days now, 2 whole weeks. My birthday was 2 weeks ago today. And I've got to say, 30 feels really good. I feel really good to be here. Leading up to 30, I was excited for my birthday. I was very much excited to turn 30. I was very much excited to turn a new page in my story, go to the next chapter of life, and really take 30 as my first year of real, adulthood. It's like my 20s were a trial run. Let's just forget about that, forget all that as best as possible because, trauma. And I have my son. That was a beautiful ending to my 20s. And now that I'm 30, I feel really good. Life feels good. Nothing has dramatically shifted in any way in my life. I'm still going to the same job and it's still exhausting me, but I do still enjoy it. And I do still have these Fridays to myself. So I really wanted to come into the studio and get some work done because I have some artworks showing in an event this weekend, and also just everything that I've been feeling since my birthday and some of my experiences, and just feeling like things are happening the way that I've wanted them to and the way that I've worked for them to, and I'm really kind of reveling and enjoying this feeling of a good, solid, stable, joyous, light, peaceful life. And all of that, I'm hoping, will go into my artworks. So I have this paper here that I'm going to wash and kind of get messy with and play with. And then I have 2 small canvases over here that I'm going to work on as well. I don't know if I'm going to do both, but I've got 2 ready. I've got my love incense sticks going. I'm just letting the vibes flow. I was like, I need some love incense so I can feel the love and let the energy flow. I don't know, I feel good. Xander, you having a hard time breathing because of the incense, man. Go lay down somewhere. Go lay down in your bed. He's snorting under the table. Oh goodness. It feels good to be in the studio. It's been a long time since I've been in here and actually worked wholeheartedly. And I feel like every time I do step in here, 9 times out of 10 when I step in here, it's with a purpose and it's with intention. And when I finally sit down and use my materials and express myself, even in the subtlest ways, it really pays off for me as far as my own well-being and my own sense of success. And so even though the time in between art sessions here in the studio can be far apart, I am still grateful that I have the space and have the time to come in here and work. So let me get started with this wash. I'm gonna angle you down so you can see. and I might even do a second one of these. The 3 print painting mixed media artworks are all the same size, and I feel it feels right to do 3 at a time. But with that first set, I did 3 within a group, knowing that they were going to be within a group, but they were all created at different times individually. They weren't created at the same time. So regardless of how many I end up doing that belong in this family, they're all going to be made individually. I need some. I'm running out of space. I also need my blue. Where is my blue? I'm still in the process of editing my vlog experience from my trip to Niagara Falls, but I got a lot of footage. 2.5 hours worth of footage, and I'm about an hour through. I'm about halfway through, and it's a lot of beautiful footage of the water, of the plants blowing in the wind, of the water like gushing is how I can describe it. As like it was just consistently gushing water. And it's like, I don't know, part of me feels silly for being so amazed by it, like the visual experience of having seen so much water move so quickly, but it truly is amazing. It truly is beautiful. I'm so satisfied with my experience. I feel like anybody who has ever thought about going to Niagara Falls should go. It's worth it, especially if you like nature, especially if you're someone who really enjoys like just sensory experiences, visually sensory experiences. I think that I was completely enveloped and exhilarated by how the water sounded, how the water looked, like different pockets of the water like swirling in on itself or crashing in on itself. And I got 2.5 hours worth of footage of water gushing or falling over the edge, me screaming and laughing and cheesing as wide as possible, being completely soaked in water. And there's like a few moments of me sitting in the hotel room just kind of thinking about it all and talking to myself about it. And it was beautiful. It was wonderful. It was phenomenal. You know what I mean? It was great. So, with all that being said, I'm still editing it all, trying to get it together, and I don't really want to cut it down much. Like, I feel like in a lot of my vlogs, I get a lot of footage, but then I end up, chopping it together and adding music to the background and kind of making it this creative, artistic piece about an experience. But this feels like just a simple documentation of my experience as it happens. I'm not thinking about it in a creative way. I'm just pointing my phone towards the things that look really beautiful and interesting to me, and capturing it as a keepsake, as part of the souvenir of the experience. That's really what it is. It's like, and trust me, I got me a sweater, I got me a t-shirt, I got me some maple cookies, but I the documentation through pictures and videos and kind of vlogging how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking about in any given moment while I'm alone in my hotel room or out and about staring over the edge of a waterfall. It's that's what I've enjoyed. That's what I enjoyed in real time, and that's what I've enjoyed kind of watching back and re-experiencing myself in those moments and being proud of myself and happy for myself and just wanting to share that. Just wanting to share that openly and freely. For those of you watching, thanks for being here. Happy belated birthday. I knew there was something special about you. Virgos are totally awesome. We're the best. We're the best. And if you deny it, it's because you are in denial. Virgos are the best. Absolutely. Let me take this up a little bit. All right. I'm just going with the flow with this. I'm loving these pinks, these purples. That blue is coming in nicely. I'm just going with the flow here, which is what works best for me. I feel like I say this point every time. Every time I get in the studio, every time I do one of these live streams, I'm like, I just gotta go with the flow. It works best if I just go with the flow and don't think about it all that much. When I was younger, back in the day, when I was younger, still in high school, and my early college days, when I made an artwork, it was only made when I had a full, complete image in my brain about what I wanted the drawing or the painting to look like. And it wasn't until it was completely like crystal clear in my head I could point out any detail that I wanted and know where to put it on the canvas and it come out the way that I imagined. That's how I would work. And the painting would not be made unless I knew exactly how it was going to look. Point blank, period. Every painting was like, and it was kind of boring in that way. It was like just the images were kind of like beautiful, yes. Painterly, yes. You know, clearly I have some skill. I know that much, but you know, in hindsight, looking back on the work that I did in that season of my life, the imagery was like stagnant in a way. Like it was beautiful and vivid and there were really interesting details, but the imagery felt very like hard and static and like I don't know, like crystal clear in a way. Like everything that you see is all that there is and there's nothing really to wonder about, or at least like what you wonder about is very surface level. And this is me just talking about my old work now at 30, and this is work that I made in my 20s, early 20s, which I feel like I'm being very critical of myself, but at the same time, everything that I'm saying makes perfect sense to me because I know where I was and who I was during that time, and I was making beautiful artwork, and I think the artwork that I made at the time spoke to an ideal version of my life, or the ideal version of myself that I wanted to be, that I wanted to embody, but I wasn't living that truthfully. I wasn't that person truthfully. I was very much stuck inside myself and limiting myself and trying to paint this picture as perfect when it very much was not. And I was in denial. I was dishonoring myself by not paying attention to my intuition, by not trusting my thoughts and my feelings about, you know, certain things going on in my life and decisions that I was making in my life, and the way that I was just kind of like living my life. It just wasn't. You know, the things that I would tell my 20-year-old self now that I'm 30, I would be on my ass. I would be on my ass if I could go back and talk to myself 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I would be on my ass, because I go through cycles of this too, and hopefully the cycle gets shorter and shorter to a point of non-existence, and like, because it's tiring and it's exhausting, and sometimes I feel embarrassed, but like I have these cycles of like needing to remind myself of the person that I am, and like taking myself seriously. Stop like fucking around about myself. It's like there's no reason for me to be downplaying who I am and how I am and what my existence offers to this entire existence. You know, and I'm not saying that I'm like this super important person or anything. It's just like we're all fucking specks on this earth, and we all deserve to take up space in a positive way, you know, as long as we're not harming anybody or, you know, intentionally, or, you know, you deserve to be you unapologetically, you know, without inhibition. I deserve to be me. And that's something that I have to keep reminding myself of, but it seems to be getting easier with age. Now that I'm 30, it's like I'm better able to articulate this and think about this, and I'm comfortable with this, and I can live by it. Because everything I was doing before was exhausting and limiting and just not like wholly me. Like I said, 30 feels good. 30 feels good. Painting right here, right now feels good. I'm so glad to be in the studio. I want to work on this. I want to work on a small canvas, like square canvas. I really need to finish this painting that's in front of me. It's nearly done. I need to take a second to look at it and determine what needs to happen to it to make it feel complete to me. This is another part of a triptych, like 3 pieces that go together. They're in I like to call them families, like image families. I feel like they I make certain artworks that feel like they belong together. Like there's a thread connecting them in a way that makes them a family. And so there's this one. Let me show you. Let me show you the first one. Hold on. This is the first one. This is the second one. And this is the wash of the third one. So this is like nowhere near done. Not even started really. I have works in progress. The progress is just slower than I'd like. But that in itself is part of the creative process. It's part of the story, and I know months down the line when these works are finished, or at least much farther along than they are right now, it'll all make sense. The timing of it will make sense. The way the imagery develops over time will make sense. I'm doing better at learning to trust the process. That my journey isn't going to look like anybody else's, and anybody else's isn't going to look like mine. I just scratched my head and it reminded me that my hair is getting big. I think this might be the most hair I've had in several years. It's been a year and 3 months or so since I chopped all my locks off after my son was born. I love it though. I have grown to love my afro more now than I think I ever have. I had an afro in high school and going into college, and I loved it then, but I don't think I knew how. I didn't know how. I didn't have the patience to take care of it and like really put in the effort to make the curls pop. And lately I've been really, I mean, I don't have like a whole 12-step hair care routine. I don't think I'll ever get to that point, but I have a good little gel that I like, and I rake it into my hair evenly and thoroughly, and it really makes the difference. And I never really used to do that. I used to just wash my hair, detangle it, condition it, and then just like kind of haphazardly put the product in my hair. But I take my time now. I make sure I have time, and I rake it through. I divide my hair in half and then in half again. and then evenly, intentionally wash it, detangle it, and put the product in. And I feel good about that. And my hair looks good because of it. So I think I'll be keeping it a little bit longer before I decide to do anything drastic. Alright, I like where this has gone. What that has done. Let me add some more. Let me go the other way. I wish I had my little fan. It's in the van though, because I want these to dry. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this. I want these to dry, dripping down, and then I want to be able to turn the page over and do it the opposite way so that there's drip markings going both directions. But I can't do that right now because this is still wet, and once I flip it over, it's just gonna spread out evenly. So I am going to put this to the side, and I'm going to work on a little canvas here. I'm gonna put this right here. Okay. I don't have any ideas right now for this canvas. We're gonna go with it. I'm just gonna use the same wash. I'm gonna make that a bit bolder. Oh my god, the last two Afro Women Sun and Moon paintings that I did on live sold. To the person that bought those paintings, I'm not gonna say your name out loud because I would have to go in my phone and search you, but thank you so much. I remember waking up that morning and getting the email notification saying that those two paintings had sold. And I remember like soaking that in and really feeling like motivated, like, oh my god, those two paintings just sold. I gotta get to work. I gotta do more work. People are out there actually paying attention and they like my stuff. I'm not a bad painter. Just like, it was very motivating. It was very assuring. It was very, I don't know, it just felt like a really good moment was seeing that email during that time. I was probably stressed, overwhelmed, as I often am with single motherhood, but it was a wonderful feeling, and it made me very happy to wrap it up and send it to you. Oh, and you got a t-shirt. I remember. That purchase of yours meant so much to me. I truly felt loved. So thank you. But I think that's how I'm going to approach this painting today. In honor of me loving myself and loving my afro, and my afro getting bigger, I think I'm gonna do another afro lady here. My goodness, I think I need that fan because I need this to dry. I might run to the van and go get it. I'm gonna run to the van and go get it, okay? So if you're watching this live stream right now, this is an intermission. Go use the bathroom, go get a snack. I don't know, check your phone. I'm not gonna play any music, but I will be right back. I'm gonna go get my mini fan so I can have this stuff dry quicker. I'm back. I got the fan from the van. Speaking of the van, I cooked breakfast in the van last weekend and I filmed it. It was good too. I made an omelet with the chicken eggs and peppers from the garden. It was good. So be on the lookout for that. I feel like I'm pretty backlogged, honestly, with different things that I want to share. I have the birthday vlog that's going to be super long. I have a video of me finishing up the artworks and the first painting of what I just showed you a few minutes ago, and just kind of journaling and talking about that experience of having artwork that I'm actually finishing and I'm happy with. And then I have footage of me cooking in the van. I have old footage that I haven't used of me in the garden. I think I filmed my first week back at work and was like talking about and comparing my first week back at work after a summer with my son this year versus last year, like him at a year and a half versus just 6 months old. I have so many different things that I've been talking about and just kind of expressing myself about and want to share, but it takes time to edit everything together. And I work a full-time job Monday through Friday. I've got my son, you know, I got the chickens, I got a dog. Sometimes I just need quiet time and I don't need to do anything at all. So I end up getting behind on creating the videos that I want to share, but I've been trying to have more grace with myself about that too, because I'm doing a lot and I don't want to do a lot just for the heck of it. I want to do a lot because I want to, because I am driven to, because I feel like it's important to me too. But I've got to keep a balance in my life and do all the things that I want to do, even if it's a lot. But I don't want it to feel like a lot. So I've just been slowing down my pace. And that's been working out better for me. And so is this fan, man. This fan is working. I'm literally watching this canvas dry in front of my eyes. Looking at the paper over here. I'm gonna point point the fan towards it. I feel like I need more table space, more shelving in this room. I have so much stuff. And I need like more organization space, more shelves and things. All right. Let's do this. I need more colors on my palette. I need white. I need this yellow. What's this? Blue. Sorry you missed out on that experience of me washing my brushes. That's part of the visuals here. I'm just trying to make space in the bucket. I feel like I need a bigger bucket. I need a bigger table. More space. Okay. One of my simple pleasures is mixing paint colors. first layer. Alright, we're gonna put that under the fan and then work on the paper. I'm gonna add to this. I'm just gonna keep layering the paint in the background. Eventually I'm gonna do the linoleum print on top of this and then add, like extend the print across the edge of the paper and add more to the imagery on top. These are just the first like underlying layers that start to create the story that the final artwork ends up being, if that makes sense. So, and it's all just dependent on me as I am in any given moment whenever I'm making the artwork. So these colors, these textures, the flow of things. Okay, I feel like I need to angle this up. Kind of. Okay. I like where this is at, but I feel like I need this curve so that it dries the way that I want it to, with this like pool at the bottom here or at the top, however you want to look at it. If I lay it out flat, the color is going to go back upwards, and I don't want that. Remove this. I feel like I need to move this over here. I have more space over here. Okay. I'm going to keep going with this. This is where we're at. Very early on in the painting stage. Keep it on. It's 8:22. Let's see. Where's that burn? We gotta block out this afro. Where's the black? Blackety black. Oh my god. Alright, we gotta get this afro in there. I don't want to spend too long on this. I don't want to think about it too much. I want it to be free flowing and intuitive and just be a vibe. That's where we're at right now. The afro has been added in. She looks good. All right, there she is. Gotta bring this in the back down a little bit. I like it. She's blocked in. I'm gonna go back to the background because now that the profile is blocked in and the afro is blocked in pretty solidly, the background is looking real light, real pale, and that needs some attention. So we are gonna go back in with the blue. I'm feeling a green vibe, like limey green, a hint of green, just like ever so slightly green. Not fully green, but just like, you know what I mean, just a little bit green. Let's start here. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm loving the way it's coming out so far. I've got to stay silent while I paint so I can focus. Oh, let me look at this chat. Hi! What's up? Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm just at home in my studio painting right now. Trying to release whatever emotions and feelings I've built up over the last couple of weeks. Both good and not so good, both positive and negative, both inward and outward, however you want to look at it. It's I've got a buildup of energy that I need to release, and I'm doing so right here in this painting session, as I should. Okay, how am I gonna approach this face? I don't necessarily want to, I don't want to do an open eye. An open eye isn't feeling like the vibe. Like, it's not the vibe for today. coming together. Slowly but surely. I don't know why I ever doubt myself. And I did just have the thought, like, wow, I like this painting and might actually want to save this painting rather than just kind of like give it up for sale. Because that's what I've been doing, just like painting live and putting it on the website and letting it be free. But I just have the thought that like maybe I won't do this with this one. Like, I actually like this painting so far. I like where it's going. It makes sense to me. It feels familiar to me. It feels like me. This one actually feels like a self-portrait, where the other ones just kind of felt like I was just painting a woman with an afro as best as possible and wasn't really focused on whether or not it looked like me. It was just important for me to get the imagery out. But this, it is important for me to get this imagery out, but this feels familiar. This feels like me. It feels like this is my painting, not just a painting. So we'll see. I'm gonna keep working on it. I might actually take more time to focus on it and give it a little more attention. But we'll see. I'm just gonna keep going for right now and see where it takes me. I like it. I like it. Okay. I feel like I need one to tilt this up a little bit. Need a better angle. Alright, I feel pretty satisfied with the midtones that I have here. I am going to go ahead and go in with the darkest of the darks. I'm liking this like mutedness of her. Like she's not necessarily super detailed or super like bold. I think that's why I like it. It's like I don't know, it just doesn't look completely like solid. There's something kind of soft about it. And I appreciate that and I want to preserve that. I don't necessarily want to like embolden anything or sharpen anything. I like it where it is. I think I just need to kind of clean up some of the areas. At least that's what I feel inclined to do at the moment. I need to put an earring on her. Can't forget the earring. Gotta have an earring. I like it, Picasso. I'm adding individual curls now. It feels necessary. I'm just going around the perimeter of the head. It just feels right. It feels necessary. It feels like what I'm supposed to do right here, right now. I'm just trying to honor whatever my creative brain is asking me to do. And right now it's making these curly cues. She's coming together. What are we thinking? How is she feeling? This eye right here behind, that is bugging me. I feel like it would look better. It looks better with it. Than it would without it. So I'm just going to leave it. I I am going to leave it. Oh, you know what I'm missing? My dreadlocks. My 2 dreadlocks. Oh my god. I cannot believe I have to add that in. I have to add one in. It just doesn't feel right not to have it. This painting feels like me. I'm gonna have to keep this one. I feel connected to this one. She is me. I am her. And I love this painting. Okay. The only thing that I feel like I need here, I feel like I need an earring out of necessity, but not, like out of habit rather is what I'm trying to say. Like I need to add an earring to this painting out of habit, not out of necessity. There's something about this painting that I feel connected to, that I feel familiar with, and there's like a softness to it and kind of like a nakedness to it. And so, even though it's a habit to include an earring, to include maybe my necklaces, especially the earring though, that is a habit, but that I don't necessarily feel inclined to include here. Like, as simple as this is, it feels complete, or it feels like maybe I should come to a stopping place now and think about it before moving forward if I choose to with anything else. I don't know, it feels good. It feels simple, like it's a simple painting, but sometimes I think, especially in this stage of my life, like there's a level of simplicity in the way that I choose to express myself. And I have come to appreciate that and do better at just letting that be what it is without trying to force it into anything else. And I think this is an example right here of that experience. So I feel like it would be only natural for me to add an earring, but I don't feel inclined to do that. So I'm not going to do that right now. I think I'm going to leave this where this is. Let me add, I didn't really touch this bottom lip. It still has like that first raw brown underpainting. Hmm. I think that's it for now. I think that's it. I don't want to overwork it. I don't want to overcomplicate my thoughts and feelings about it. I feel happy with it. I feel satisfied. I feel connected. I feel like I've released. So I'm gonna leave this where it's at and give it some time to breathe, give it some time to dry. The other paper is still drying over there, but I feel pretty satisfied with that as well, and looking forward to seeing where I go with that, because I'll be printing on that. But for now, I think I'm done. I think I'm good. I feel happy, I feel satisfied. I feel connected. I keep saying that, but that's a good thing. All right. Bye. Wait, let me look at this chat again really quick. Thank you for being here. Thank you all so much. Bye. Have a good weekend.